झालं ना सेटअप.
Hare Krishna. Okay, is my voice audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll directly start. Uh, it's a little bit intense discussion. We will see. I request everyone to be with a fresh mind. Um, very important discussion on our Siddhanta, on the basis of Krishna consciousness movement, something we know but we haven't discussed in detail before. So I thought through this particular verse, which brings out, we will discuss. Um, so we are continuing with ManahShiksha third verse. The theme of the verse is worshipping Goswamis. Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha. Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Evacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं, यत्कृपातमहं श्री श्री चैतन्य। Okay, maybe we can do 2 minutes kirtan so that it will bring us in that mood. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Ram
Ram Ram.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram
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 Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Ram Hare
Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Ram
Ram Hare Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare. Hare
Hare Ram Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya
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 Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya
Jaya
Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada की जय,
जय
की जय, जय प्रेमानंद। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवती पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखम करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं, यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्री चैतन्य ईश्वर।
last previous weekend.
Okay, so this is beginning with verse 3, worship of Goswamis. Now, what I will do today, there is little more number of slides, so I will read them, or maybe first few slides we can read. In between, I will read because there is some good amount of text from Chaitanya Charitamrita describing the importance of Rupa Goswami. Okay, so maybe someone can start reading to begin with.
Verse 1 revision. Give up pride. Oh, my dear mind, please give up pride and develop unprecedented and excessive attachment to Sri Guru, to Sri Vrindavan, Vrajavasis. Vaishnavas, Brahmanas, Guru Mantra, Holy Name, and Divine Couple.
Okay, very nice. Today, actually, we had a brahmachari class and we were discussing about one of the verse from Prahlad Maharaj. And Prahlad Maharaj was telling Sun and Amarka that only because of the influence of material energy do we distinguish between friends and enemies. And Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, because of the covering of the conditioned soul, especially the covering of the false ego, um, when one favors, speaks positively, supports a Vaishnava, they become their friend. And when one unfavors, argues, contradicts other things, they become their so-called enemy. And that is because of our covering. So this verse just reminded me of that particular conversation. We have a long conversation of how a Vaishnava has no friend or enemy. Rather, any Vaishnava, whatever they say for or against, they should become our worshipable. Mind may present so many things, but Rupa Goswami's first instruction to the mind is please give up pride. Give up pride that you are somebody important. Give up pride that you should be respected. Give up pride that uh, whatever you should be honored or supportive, you should be supported, etc. Whatever comes, what makes us develop a bitter relationship with other Vaishnavas or bring us thought which are negative against other Vaishnavas, give up those feelings that arise because of pride of oneself and develop excessive attachment to all the Vaishnavas, to the Guru, Vrindavan Dham, Vrajvasis. Now, it's easy to develop relationship with those we don't deal, like Vrajvasis, Vrindavan, spiritual masters. It's easy to develop attachment to them. But what we need to practice is to all the Vaishnavas or whoever we deal with. That's where the conflicts will come. That's where ego will clash. So give up all those feelings arising because of pride. Take a humble position and develop excessive, unprecedented attachment to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. Brahmanas, Guru Mantra, Holy Name, and finally the Divine Couple. Now, this is verse 2 revision.
Oh, my dear mind, please give up dharma and adharma as prescribed in the Vedas, and please perform profuse service to Sri Radha Krishna in Vraja.
So, essence of this verse was one-pointed worship, only Radha and Krishna, and this will come further in the next verse, in the fourth verse also. And give up all sorts of so-called dharma and adharma, but rather just do whatever is favorable to the worship of Radha and Krishna. That's the real dharma. Whatever is favorable, parodharma, whatever is favorable to the worship of Radha and Krishna. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not different from son of Nanda Maharaj Krishna and spiritual master as a dearmost servant of Lord Mukunda. Okay. O mind, always remember the son of Sachi as the son of Nanda Maharaj and Shri Guru as the dearmost servant of Lord Mukunda. This is a prayer by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written a poem for at the end of each verse of ManahShiksha. He has written a poem in his commentary Bhajan Darpana. We are not discussing because of time constraint, but this is the last verse from the poem he wrote on second verse. जगटे प्रकाते भई तान्हा वेना गाती नाई छाड़ी चाह अपना कुशाला ताहारा चरण धारी तादा देशा सादा स्मरी ei bhakti vinode deha bala. Okay, please read.
You cannot progress without Guru. If you want your own welfare, hold tight on onto the Guru's lotus feet, always keeping the Guru's instructions in mind. Bhakti Vinoda begs, please grant me strength that I may do this myself.
So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling you cannot progress without Guru. If you want your welfare, hold tight onto Guru's lotus feet, always keeping Guru's instruction of mind. Bhaktivinoda Thakur prays, begs, please give me the strength so I can do this myself. Actually, please have this feeling that no matter what happens, no matter what mind says, don't give up the association of devotees. Please, I beg at all of your lotus feet, don't give up the association of devotees. Then your Krishna consciousness will go smooth. We are fighting against this material nature which is impossible to overcome. Impossible to overcome. In the boat of Vaishnavas, we will easily be able to cross over the cycle of birth and death. But alone, we won't be able to do anything. Today, I was very much kind of uh, um, concerned for one devotee. I was not in touch with that one devotee for whatever reasons, and that devotee lost touch with all other Vaishnavas somehow or other, no details. Um, that devotee was chanting 16 rounds, and um, I asked her, how are you doing? In the morning, while japa, somehow she was coming in my mind. Then I asked her, how are you doing? How is your chanting and how is your reading? And she sent me a text, and I was like completely kind of, depressed. Kind of. After that, I spoke with her for 1 hour, and things little bit were okay. But somehow she was not very. Her husband was not very favorable. Because of that reason, she could not stay in touch with devotees association, and she kind of went away from devotee association. And her words were so. Her text message that she sent was so um, 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 so concerning. I will read the text for you. This is just to, if you would like to hear. Um, okay, I'm reading. Um, we are doing very well. I have been going through a lot of changes, trying to find what helps me grow the most. Sometimes I feel pressured or like I'm forcing myself to do certain things, and so I lose sight of why I should do things or do them for the wrong reasons. I still read Krishna book, but I also read other books also. I still chant, but I don't do 16 rounds anymore. I'm trying to put less restrictions on myself because when I mess up or do something wrong, I feel very bad and I don't want to feel like that. I started to feel like if I didn't fit the ISKCON model 100%, then then I was bad or not worthy of ISKCON. I still feel Krishna is God. I just feel that if I am doing things with 100% intention, even if I don't do things 100% ISKCON way, I'm still making progress spiritually. I still following most of the regulations. I do not eat meat. I do not drink. I do not. I don't do drugs and drink alcohol. But sometimes I have started drinking tea and coffee, and sometimes my food also contains onion, garlic in it. Those are some of the things I feel that if I do, I'm still worthy of Krishna's love. I'm more focused on my spiritual growth now than ever before. I'm I'm more focused on my spiritual growth now and ever before. I just could not cope up with myself. I love associating with devotees. It has always made me happy, but sometimes I hold myself to what and how they live, and that's when I start doing things just because I feel like I have to and not for the real reason. I'm sorry if this disappoints you. Um, Once the virus stops and it is safe, I still want to see you and the devotees. I always have your valued your opinion. You have taught me a lot. Thank you. When I read this message, I got depressed. I was like, oh, Krishna, chanting 16 rounds, very sincere in following four regulative principles, but went away from devotee association. And then what happened? And I spoke to her 1 hour, and she was explaining her whole mindset. And she was telling after I stopped associating with devotees, then after few months I was thinking, what is the need of all these things? Why chanting? Why reading? Why associating with devotees? Why no onion, garlic? Meat I understand. Why tea and coffee? I felt I it was becoming difficult for me to chant 16 rounds. Then I stopped. I could not get strength to face devotees, so I further started going away from association. Then I would go to program only when I would chant 16 rounds, and I would force myself. And other days I would chant 3 or 4 rounds whenever I get time. Now I feel very relieved, and I'm more becoming more spiritual now than ever before. And really started feeling that I'm not this body now, not before. And such the way she spoke, Prabhuji and Mataji's, for first 15 minutes, I was stunned. And she's convinced of what she said actually. And we can never overestimate the potency of Vaishnav association. So I was thinking, I mean, I spoke to her very nicely half an hour. One thing that I have learned from my spiritual master is never find fault. Um, always encourage, always encourage, always encourage. And after long talk, she said, I want to start chanting continuously, and I want to start afresh. And which book should I start reading? And it's I mean, more and more I see devotees, I realize more and more the power of association. Any Vaishnava hearing Krishna Katha, be with devotees, be in association. This material energy and the mind is supremely powerful. They are so powerful that when we are away from devotee association, the first thing, like Srila Prabhupada said, it is impossible to stay in Krishna consciousness without the association of devotees, because Maya is too powerful. And Srila Prabhupada said, my devotees don't know the power of material energy. They don't know. And one of the sannyasi, one of the uh, um, one of the disciple of Saraswati Thakur, God Brother Srila Prabhupada, he said, ISKCON devotees don't have fear of Maya. They don't know what Maya can do. Maya can break anyone. Srila Prabhupada said, first thing that Maya will do, if she wants to break us, she will take away from devotee association. Devotee association is like a boat. If you are in that association, you will keep going. You will cross over the cycle of birth and death. But Maya will not let us go easily. But if we are alone in the ocean, how much can we swim? How long can we swim? I mean, actually, we'll become tired. And that's what happens without association devotees. So here, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling you cannot progress without Guru. If you want your own welfare, hold tight onto the Guru's lotus feet, always keeping the Guru's instruction in mind. Bhaktivinoda Thakur begs, please grant me the strength. I didn't have any plan to share this, but when I saw this, you cannot progress without Vaishnavas and uh, having a bona fide spiritual master in our life. That remembrance just came to me, and yeah, somehow or other, stay connected to Krishna consciousness, stay connected to devotees. It is where, after millions of births, after so much endeavor, finally we have come to the point of experiencing Krishna. Um, um, but if we are not careful, then it can become very difficult to practice Krishna consciousness. As Srila Prabhupada said, Shravanam and Kirtanam should go on throughout the life. One is hearing, which is association of devotees, means Shravana. Shravanam, most important, Shravanam and Kirtanam. If Shravanam is going on, chanting will go on. If Shravanam stops and association of devotees stops, sometimes devotee says, I'm okay. I can I can run the show without devotees. I'm chanting my 16 rounds. I have my guru. Yugal Kishore Prabhu told me, Shamananda, it's just a matter of time. They will not be able to continue because the strength comes by the shelter comes by Vaishnavas. You will be able to do anything in your life if we have shelter of Vaishnavas. And we will feel ourselves very helpless, alone, rejected if we don't have shelter of Vaishnavas. So this one thing, don't give up. Okay. But the good news is she is doing fine now. She is doing better. She made some nice promises. She realized the situation. We had a very long talk. So that's a good ending. But I have to see if she continues because too powerful. Okay, now this is the verse three, the today's verse. Yadi ache, yadi ichha means if you desire. Yadi ichha, if you desire. Avasam, vas means residence. Avasam, if you desire to reside, where? Vraj Bhumi, in the Braj Mandal, in Sri Vrindavan Dham. Saraga, with deep affection and attachment. If you want to reside in Braj Bhumi, this Raghunath Das Goswami instruction. These are the souls, Raghunath Das Goswami, Rupa Goswami, who crossed over and they have developed personal realization with the divine couple. And we are hearing from those souls who have attained perfection. If we hold the instruction of these Vaishnavas to our life and soul, following their footsteps, we will be able to cross over this unlimited, impossible waves of material existence. But Krishna says, anyone who surrenders onto me, the path becomes very easy for them. But again, surrender onto Krishna means surrender or surrender onto spiritual master, um, the devotees of the Lord. यदि यदि इच्छा आवसं ब्रज भूमि सारागर प्रति janur. Jan is life. Prati janur means life after life. I will explain the meaning of why Raghunath Das Goswami says life after life. But the essence is, if you want to attain residence, vas, if you desire in Vraj Bhumi and have ragam, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says refers to ragatmika, which will come in the future slides, which we discussed before, but a revision will come. Saragam, with deep attachment. To whom? Yuva Dvandvam, Yuva, youthful, Dvandvam too, the youthful divine couple of Raja. Tachet, Paricharyatam, and you want to render Paricharyatam, service, Paricharyayam, service. Arad Abhilashi. Arad is staying close to them. Abhilasha, desire. The meaning of first two lines, if you desire to reside in Vrajmandal, develop deep loving affection to the youthful divine couple and render personal service to them. If you desire that, if you desire that. Shanumana, the last two words of this verse. Shanumana, listen my mind. Tada, then, tvam, you. Listen my mind, then you, nityam, always. Smara, meditate. Nama, offer obeisances. Listen my mind. If you want to reside in Rajbhumi, birth after birth, and develop deep affection to the divine couple and render personal service to them. Then you always, Nityam, meditate, pay obeisances, premna, with deep loving affection. Then, with deep loving affection, always remember and pay obeisances. Sputam is clearly, clear thoughts with deep affection. Listen, my dear mind, with deep affection, clear thoughts, always meditate and offer obeisances to whom? Swarupam, Swarup Damodar Goswami, Shri Rupam, Rupa Goswami, Sagana, and all other associates of Rupa Goswami, Iha, along with Tasya Agrajam. Agrajam is elder brother. Tasyagrajam, along with elder brother of Rupa Goswami, who is Sanatan Goswami, Api. Now, conclusion. And then the whole discussion will be lengthy discussion on importance of Goswamis today. That's why the theme of third verse is worshipping Goswamis. Theme of first verse is give up pride, develop excessive attachment to um, Vaishnavas, Guru, and all others. Unprecedented attachment. One pointedly worship Radha and Krishna, considering Mahaprabhu as son of Nanda Maharaj and Guru as dearest servant of Krishna. So the worship is one pointed, Radha and Krishna, giving up all dharma and adharma which deviate us from the worship of Radha and Krishna, which are not favorable to the worship of Radha and Krishna. One pointed. And if you want to reside in Brajbhumi, birth after birth, rendering loving service to the divine, personal loving service to the divine couple, if you desire that, then listen my mind very clearly, listen with lot of loving affection, pay obeisances and meditate always on Swarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and the other Goswamis of Vrindavan. Please do that. And if you remember, we were discussing about Raganuga Bhakti. One point came, what can we do now? And the conclusion was hear about Goswamis um, and try to learn more about them. We discussed little bit on that, just 1-2 lines, but this whole verse is on that. Please do this. Now, someone can read the translation.
Listen, O mind, if you desire in every birth to reside in the land of Praja with loving attachment and to serve the youthful couple Sri Sri Radha Krishna in close proximity, then clearly remember and offer obeisances to Sri Swarupa, to Sri Rupa and his associates in Vrindavana, and to Sri Rupa's elder brother Sri Sanatana.
Alright, let us go to further explanation of this. Commentary by Sachindan Maharaj. Okay, someone can read this.
In simple language, I call this verse the flower pot verse. Look at the flower, and what would it be, the future of the flower without appropriate soil? There are minerals just suited to needs of the each particular flower. It is very important if you want to develop something very special, then we must provide the right nourishment. The information, the habits, the way dealing with each other, everything should be conducive. Uh, Otherwise, taking just little bit of Hare Krishna, Hare Rama may not work so much.
So, just like for a flower to grow needs the soil and minerals and nutrients, whatever is favorable to that flower, Sachindan Maharaj says it is very important if we want to develop something very special, which is Vraj Bhakti, then we must provide the right nourishment. Then we must do something which will take us to Vraj Bhakti. Anything and everything will not work. Just chanting the holy name itself may not take us far away. Of course, that's the process. But something else like minerals, and soil, something is needed to help flower grow wholesomely. The information, the habit, way of dealing, what do we need to know about Vraja to develop loving affection to a divine couple? The habit, how to deal with each other, how to look, everything should be conducive. And that conducive, how to make it conducive, how to make it favorable, so we can nurture our Vraj Bhakti to the supreme abode of Shri Krishna Golok Vrindavan Dham. That comes by this verse, which is through the medium of Goswamis. Alright, continuation. Someone can read this.
Yes, you can chant Hare Krishna, but if you don't have the proper culture, the proper examples, and the proper role models in your life, Braja Bhakti may not come to you. Therefore, Raghunath Das Goswami very clearly says that if we are eager to reside in Brajadhama and execute service on the platform of bhakti with love, then we must have the right examples. Braja Bhakti is attained only by following residents of Braja.
We discussed in detail before uh, about Ragatmika Bhaktas, Raganuga Bhaktas, or Raganuga Bhakti is following a particular resident of Vraj Bhakti, and that's the only way to get access to Golok Vrindavan in detailed teachings of Sri Rupa Goswami Nectar of Devotion. But Raganuga Bhakti starts after Nishtha. After first is Vedi Bhakti, after Nishtha. Then what do we do? So Raghunath Das Goswami is here telling, follow the footsteps of the six Goswamis, hear about them, learn about them, follow their instructions, read their books. This is something we all can do today. And if we do that, then knowingly, unknowingly, we are indirectly following a general raga path, a general raga, because that's what is the ultimate goal. Ultimately, we can attain Vraja only by following a resident of Vraja. That's what we discussed in elaborate teachings of Rupa Goswami. And same thing Raghunath Das Goswami is telling here for a common devotee, because it takes, like Shiva Maharaj says, great fortune for one to get to the path of Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. But this is something we all are requested by Raghunath Das Goswami. If we desire that, if we do this, it will remove all obstacles and help us to attain that. Okay, maybe I will read some of the verses now. There are a lot of details I have written, I have copied as it is. Chaitanya Charitamrita verses from Antya Leela, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's second meeting with Rupa Goswami. Just to give some deeper understanding of Rupa Goswami, because we have heard about Rupa Goswami, but you may have heard different discussions, but in this platform we never discussed in detail. Today also we cannot discuss in detail, it's too much. But out of probably 200 verses, I have taken a few of them. But before we get to Rupa Goswami, this is Ragatmika Bhakti. This is by Bhakti Vinod Thakur commenting Bhajan Darpan on this verse. We will first consider the word in this word Saragam, which refers to Ragatmika Bhakti. The practice and perfection of pure bhakti is categorized in three stages: sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti, prema bhakti. And then there is a long explanation by Bhakti Vinod Thakur in Bhajan Darpan. I have not put it here because we have already covered the whole discussion in Nectar of Devotion. But just I have put this one that Saragam refers to Ragatmika Bhakti. Ragatmika Bhakti means eternal associates of Vraja. Um, and we discussed sadhana bhaktis of two types: Vedi sadhana bhakti and Raganuga. Vedi, Prabhupada used to say Vidhi marg, following hearing five most important: hearing, chanting, Mathura Vas, deity worship, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Vidhi marg, and that will take us to cross over another liberties. When we become purified and become fixed up, then we can begin the path of Raganuga or whoever. When we hear about the associates of the Lord, one or two associates may deeply inspire us, and we feel like that's what I really want to become like this devotee. Like in material world, we say role model. So like that, we develop our role model, and then we try to follow his instructions, read his books, his teachings, follow the life that he wanted us to live. Not copy, but following footsteps, and that will pave us the path to um, um, Vraja Bhakti.
Well, isn't the guru or is it anyone?
It is not Guru Prabhuji. It is somebody who is already in Golok Vrindavan. Like it can be Sanatan Goswami, Rupa Goswami who are already in Golok Vrindavan. Is that all right?
No.
Now, by default, we are following Guru, and that's very good, and we have to do that. That's a different instruction other than this. One instruction is Raganuga path. One instruction is Guru as dear most friend. So, Guru may guide us how to get into Raganuga path. Does it clarify?
Okay.
All right, all right. So these are two separate instructions. Both need to go in parallel. That is verse 2, this is verse 3. Both have to go in parallel. Okay. Sri Raghunath Das Goswami instructs all practitioners. Like Prabhu, if you remember, Ragatmika Bhaktas, we know their spiritual form in spiritual world. So internally we follow them in spiritual word, in spiritual form. Externally we follow their Bhakta Rupa. You remember? Yes, no,
Mm.
no.
No.
Okay, like when we follow in Raganuga Marg, we follow say Rupa Goswami. Then in Rajalila, we follow him as Rupa Manjari. In Sadhana Deha, uh, uh, we follow him as Rupa Goswami. So Raganuga Park follows both ways. Clear?
Oh.
So Guru comes in a different category. But just by following spiritual master, following Srila Prabhupada, hearing his instruction, is some form of raga, but not general form. And like that, we should follow our Goswamis and Sarup Damodar Goswami. And this is not purely, but this will take us to that Vraj Bhakti, following the instruction of Nectar of Devotion. It will take us to that stage, kind of. It's an intermediary step. Is knowing, hearing, learning the teachings, the life stories, following their instructions, taking them as life and soul, like that. Okay. Shri Raghunath Das Goswami instructs all practitioners who desire to attain the mood of Brajvasis to accept Sri Sarup Damodar, Sri Sanatan and Sri Rupa Goswami and all other recipients of Sri Krishna Chaitanya's mercy as a instructing spiritual masters. So this is the books. This picture shows these are the Goswamis, and their books are like jewels, showers of shower of jewels that we hold them as very important. Like just like jewels are kept very sacred and protected. Likewise, the instruction are received from the Goswamis in our heart. Like we read two books of Rupa Goswami, um, Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion. This is the third book we are reading is Raghunath Das Goswami. We are reading third book. So we are already reading the three jewels. So we are already in a deep path of bhakti just because we are following the books of our Goswamis that Srila Prabhupada out of his causeless compassion gave us. Okay, okay, now Rupa Raghunatha Pade Rahu Mora Prarthana Koro Sada Narotama Rupa Raghunatha Pade, Rahu Mora As. They are my only aspiration, Asha, desire. Asha, aspiration, hope. Rupa Raghunatha Pade Rahu Mora Aas. Prarthana Koroe Sada. Always this is my prayer. Narottama Das. So this is a song. You may have heard the song Gauranga Bolite Have Ulake Shira. So that song, this is the last verse. There are 5 stanzas. And Narottam Das Thakur is saying, my only aspiration is to attain the lotus feet of 6 Goswamis, headed by Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. Narottam Das constantly prays to attain their lotus feet. Now, we are discussing how previous acharyas have continuously emphasized this. This is the instruction by Raghunath Das Goswami, and how it is so deeply rooted in the mood of our acharyas. This is Saraswati Thakur. Shri Rupa Manjari Pada, Sei Mora Sampada, Sei Mor Bhajana Pujana, Sei Mora Pranadhana, Sei Mora Abharana, Sei Mora Jivanera Jivana. Now, Saraswati Thakur, when he was about to end his earthly pastimes, when he was lying, about to leave the body at any moment, he asked one devotee who had great devotion to chant this song, which is a glorification of Rupa Goswami. Shri Rupa Manjari Pada, Sei Mora Sampada, Sei Mora Bhajana Pujana, Sei Mora Pranadhana, Sei Mora Abharana, Sei Mora Jivena Jivana. Lotus feet of Shri Rupa Manjari are my treasure. Sei Mora Sampada. Sai Mora Bhajana Pujana, they are my devotional service. Sai Mora Pranadhana, they give the meaning, they give my life meaning. Pranadhana, Sai Mora Abharana, they are the life. Abharana is jewels basically. Sai Mora Abharana, they are my treasure. Like Rupa Goswami are my treasures, translated before. They are my treasure. Sai Mora Jivanera Jivana, and they are the life of my life. So that's the song Saraswati Thakur wanted to relish, is the divine lotus feet of Sri Rupa Goswami. We are seeing the mood of our acharyas. This is Chaitanya Charitamrita. Every single chapter in Madhya Lila, Adi Lila, Antya Lila ends with this verse. This is the last verse of every single chapter. And beginning also begins with a similar verse like this. But this is the last verse. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Padayara asked Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Das. Everywhere, Shri Rupa Raghunatha Padayara asked, praying at the lotus feet of Rupa and Raghunath, always desiring their mercy. I, Krishna Das, narrate Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita following in their footsteps. Even Raghunath Das Goswami, when he was very old, Rupa and Sanatan Goswami and Sarup Damodar had already left, and Rupa and Raghunath Das Goswami would cry out, where is Rupa Goswami, where is Sanatan Goswami, where is Sarup Damodar Goswami? Now, Sarup Damodar Goswami is actually Lalita Devi. So, Sarup Damodar Goswami is the leader of all the Goswamis. He was the personal associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Under Lalita Devi is Rupa Manjari. All 6 Goswamis come under Sarup Damodar. That's why specifically Raghunath Das Goswami mentions Sarup Damodar. Sarup Damodar Goswami was also the life and soul of Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami was the personal associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for more than a decade. But he was not directly serving Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was serving under Sarup Damodar Goswami. When Mahaprabhu left Sarup Damodar Goswami out of separation from Lord Chaitanya, he also left the planet. Raghunath Das Goswami was completely broken. And that's when he decided that I will go to um, um, Vraja and go to Govardhan and jump from Govardhan and end my life. And that's how he came to Vraja. But there Rupa and Sanatan Goswami gave him shelter. And they told him, nobody knows the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu like yourself. You were personal servant of Mahaprabhu under Sarup Damodar Goswami. You personally witness all the pastimes. Why don't you narrate? So every day he would chant 128 rounds, live a very austere life, and he would give katha on Mahaprabhu God Leela for 3 hours on the banks of Radhakund. And then Rupa and Sanatan Goswami also left. Intense separation from Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and Sarup Damodar. And this is from his personal life, but it is not just his personal, he personally was attached, that's why he is telling. But it is the Tattva, because Sarup Damodar Goswami is Lalita Devi, and these six Goswamis are under them. And he is the leader, and that's why they are calling to Sarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami, and this we see we are called Rupa Nugas or followers of Rupa Goswami. It will come more as I describe more about little bit about Rupa Goswami, and we see Narottam Das Thakur is praying to the feet of Rup and Raghunath. Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is praying at the feet of Rup and Raghunath. And here is our dear Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada equally shares his reverence. He states, of all the gopis, Srimati Radharani is topmost. Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami are most exalted servitors of Srimati Radharani and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Those who adhere to their service are known as Rupanugas. And in Nectar of Instruction, in the introduction, Prabhupada begins with, the Krishna conscious movement is conducted under the supervision of Sri Rupa Goswami. That's how somebody painted that Mahaprabhu is taking guidance from Sri Rupa Goswami. Sorry, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada would every day beg and pray to the Samadhi of Rupa Goswami, who would stay in Radha Damodar temple. Radha Damodar temple is in the Seva Kunj. Um, and my spiritual master says Srila Prabhupada is an eternal associate of Seva Kunj. And it is at Seva Kunj or Radha Damodar temple is there is the Samadhi of Rupa Goswami. And Prabhupada every day would sweep and mop the Goswami, the Rupa and Jiva Goswami Samadhi, praying for their mercy so that they can do their work of spreading Krishna conscious movement. Mahaprabhu gave instruction to Rupa Goswami that you write the literatures for bhakti for throughout the world for next 10,000 years. Rupa Goswami was empowered, and we will see that section later on. And Srila Prabhupada translated the books of Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami. He translated all those books and he gave it to us in a way that we can understand. So that's our parampara, is following the um, Rupa Goswami. Now here are some verses. There are few slides. These are all verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita. I request you all to pay as much attention as you can. These are direct verses. This is just by hearing this, our heart will become purified, because direct interaction of Lord Chaitanya, Rupa Goswami, Ramananda Roy, who is Vishakha Devi, and Sarup Damodar, and this is and we are now entering a spiritual kingdom of by the through the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we are going to understand who is Rupa Goswami and why his books are so much valued. Now, there are more than 200 verses just in this chapter only glorifying the work of Rupa Goswami, but I have here not even 20, 30 verses, maybe 40, 50 verses, very less. So, so many things I have removed purposefully so that we can just so that we can get a feel of Rupa Goswami. So this is second meeting of Rupa Goswami. Mahaprabhu went to Ramkeli, accepted Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami as their eternal servant. Rupa Goswami distributed his wealth um, um, to Brahmanas and for the future, for the escape of Sanatan Goswami from the jail. He received personal instruction from Sanatan Goswami at Allahabad in Prayag, and Mahaprabhu told him to go to Vrindavan. Then he went to Vrindavan. Then after some time, Rupa Goswami again came back to Jagannath Puri to take further association of Lord Chaitanya. And this is when, in the second meeting in Puri, Rupa Goswami again came and he wanted to take association of Mahaprabhu and all his associates, Ramananda Roy, Sarup Damodar, Nityananda Prabhu, and all of them. So When Haridas Thakur and Rupa Goswami saw that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had come with his intimate devotees, they both immediately fell down like logs and offered prayers at their lotus feet. So Rupa Goswami and Haridas Thakur was sitting under Siddha Bakula tree. Siddha Bakula tree is eternally liberated tree that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself grew um, for to give Haridas Thakur residence. Haridas Thakur, Mahaprabhu wanted him to stay near him and he wanted him to stay under the shade. So what Mahaprabhu did, he brought the datun, like Jagannath every day offer a datun. It's like a neem tree twig. Um, so Mahaprabhu brought Jagannath Datun and he sewed the Datun, that twig of neem for Jagannath, Lord Jagannath brush, Vedic brush, into the ground, and immediately from the ground a huge tree came out. Huge tree with lot of branches. And that tree is called Siddha Bakula because it's Bakula, it came from the Datun, and Siddha, it's eternal tree. I mean, it's eternal liberated Kalpavriksha tree. Mm, and right away, and Mahaprabhu said, "This tree I have created for you, Haridas Thakur. You stay under this tree and chant your 192 rounds every single day." So, Haridas Thakur, Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, when they would go to Jagannath Puri in their second visit, they both stayed with Haridas Thakur. So Rupa Goswami and Haridas Thakur were sitting under the Siddha Bakula tree discussing Krishna Katha, and then they saw from far Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming with Nityananda Prabhu, Ramananda Roy, Sarup Damodar Goswami. They all are walking. They all are like the Supreme Personality of Godhead with Lalita Devi and Vishakha Devi, and Balram, Nityananda, they all are coming. And as soon as Haridas Thakur and Rupa Goswami they saw them, they fell down like logs of wood, like Sach doing. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his personal associate and his personal devotees met Rupa Goswami and Haridas Thakur. The Lord then sat down in an elevated place with his devotees. Rupa Goswami and Haridas Thakur sat at the foot of the elevated place where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting. Although everyone asked them to sit on the same level as the Lord and his associates, they did not do so. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Rupa Goswami to read the verse they had previously heard, Rupa Goswami, because of great shyness, did not read it, but instead remained silent. So Mahaprabhu came, sat on a high elevated platform along with Balramji, Lalita Devi, Vishakha Devi, Swarup Damodar, Ramananda, and Nityananda Prabhu, and all of them. They paid obeisances like a stick. They sat at the foot of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Mahaprabhu said, "Now this pastime happens right after. Now all the associates of Advaita Acharya, he is also there at this point of time. They all would come from Bengal during the 4 months of Chaturmas. The Chaturmas is already started. We are going on. It's going on. And they all came, and they all were there, and there was a huge Rath Yatra festival. In the Rath Yatra festival, now we heard we I think we did discuss about the mood of Rath Yatra, where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was um, in the mood of Srimati Radharani, and Jagannath was in the mood of Krishna, and Mahaprabhu was dancing, and Jagannath with wide open eyes looking at the dance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu was thinking in his mind that I am the same Srimati Radharani, you are the same Krishna, but where is Yamuna, where is Govardhan? And you are in a kingly robes. Although we are same, I'm not feeling like home. I'm not so happy here. Let us go to Vrindavan. We want to see you in Vrindavan with Govardhan and Yamuna. Otherwise, it feels incomplete. Let us go there. So Mahaprabhu, this was the mood of Mahaprabhu, and nobody knows. Mahaprabhu was dancing, and Rupa Goswami wrote a verse. And when Mahaprabhu went to the hatched hut of Haridas Thakur, um, 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 Rupa Goswami has gone to take shower. Where they would take shower? They would take shower in the ocean. In Jagannath Puri, there is an ocean. And Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami describes because it is an ocean where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associate who took his bath. Anybody who takes bath in that ocean gets love of God. So we went to Jagannath Puri just 2 years back. We didn't take bath, but we splashed a lot of water and we stayed in the water for some time till knees or something. So anybody who takes bath, why? Because the ocean still carries the dust of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is Jagannath Puri. And Rupa Goswami has gone to take bath. And Mahaprabhu went into the hut, and inside the hut hatch roof, there was a leaf with a verse written on it. Mahaprabhu took that verse, and that verse says, I am the same Radharani in Sanskrit, you are the same Krishna, but I don't feel the same. Where is Yamuna? Where is Govardhan? And Mahaprabhu was shocked with wonder, and Mahaprabhu told Sarup Damodar, how is it possible? Nobody knows this. How is it possible that Rupa Goswami know my mind? Rupa Goswami knows exactly what is going on in the mind of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale. This is our pranam, this is our Mangala Charan. After offering obeisances to Sri Guru Om Agyan Timirandasya, we directly come to offer obeisance to Sri Rupa Goswami. Now think about it. Why Srila Prabhupada offered obeisances to spiritual master and then direct the Rupa Goswami and then the rest of Mangalacharan prayers? And what is the, because we are Rupa Nugas. This itself for all time to come. Srila Prabhupada would take blessings of his spiritual master and then take blessings of Sri Rupa Goswami by saying Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam, who knows the mind of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sthapitam Yena Bhutale, who is actually establishing Krishna conscious movement on Bhutale. Sthapitam Yena Bhutale, who is sthapiting? Who is doing it? Shri Rupa Kadamayam, Shri Rupa Goswami, Dadavati Swapadantikam. I offer my humble obeisances to that Shri Rupa Goswami who knows the heart of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu was struck with wonder. Mahaprabhu asked Rupa Damodar Goswami, how is it? Who wrote this verse? How is it that he knows the my heart, what I was thinking in? How does he know? And Sarup Damodar Goswami says, my Lord, because you have given your mercy to Rupa Goswami, he knows your heart. And Mahaprabhu said, yes. When I met them, I was very much attracted by their qualities and I have given them profusely my mercy. And when Mahaprabhu met Sri Rupa Goswami in Prayag in Allahabad, Mahaprabhu entered into the heart of Rupa Goswami and illuminated with bhakti literature. And then Mahaprabhu empowered Rupa Goswami as Nathan Goswami to write bhakti literature. We'll see that. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Rupa Goswami. Now Mahaprabhu became so pleased. Mahaprabhu told Nityananda, Sarup Damodar, Ramananda, chalo. Where should we go, my dear Lord? Let us go to Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami is very new and young. So, I mean, he's eternal as he's Rupa Manjari. But at this point of time, in front of, because he just received instruction, just went to Vrindavan, they are associates since childhood. And Rupa Goswami just came and he has not even met he has met Haridas Thakur, Nityananda Prabhu. He know them, but he never associated with them. He know them because in Ram Keli, Rupa Goswami took the permission of Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur to receive the darshan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But just few moments. Then he went to Vrindavan. After that, no interaction. In Vrindavan, no associates of Mahaprabhu was there. Mahaprabhu came back. So this is the second time they all met. Not at this instant, but in this meeting, in this tenure of Rupa Goswami at Jagannath Puri. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took all of them because he wanted to glorify Rupa Goswami for all of us. So we all can understand that we should follow Rupa Goswami. If Mahaprabhu himself does not establish, there is a chance we may have doubts in our heart. We don't have, because we have full faith in Srila Prabhupada. He has given the process, but now we are going in deep. Why Srila Prabhupada brought Rupa Goswami there and the position of Rupa Goswami. So when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Rupa Goswami to read the verse they had previously heard, Rupa Goswami, because of great shyness, did not read it, but indeed remained silent. Then Sarup Damodar Goswami recited the verse, and when all the devotees heard it, their minds were struck with wonder. This is the verse. My dear friend, now I have met my very old and dear friend Krishna on this field of Kurukshetra. I am the same Radharani, and now we are meeting together. It is very pleasant, but I would still like to go to the bank of Yamuna, beneath the trees of the forest there. I wish to hear the vibration of his sweet flute playing the fifth note within the forest of Vrindavan. After hearing this verse, Ramananda and Sarup Ramananda Rai and Sarvam Bhattacharya said to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, without your special mercy, how could this Rupa Goswami have understood your mind? Now I am reading. Try to be attentive. Try to listen so that we can absorb the mood of Mahaprabhu and Rupa Goswami. Sri Ramananda Roy said that uh, previously Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had empowered his heart so that he could express elevated and conclusive statements to which even Lord Brahma had no access. So Mahaprabhu empowered Rupa Goswami to elaborate the bhakti scripture and the conclusion to such an extent that even Lord Brahma has no access to it. Had you not previously bestowed your mercy on him, they said it would not have been possible for him to express your internal feelings. Sarup Damodar said he knows the mind of Mahaprabhu because Mahaprabhu has bestowed his mercy on Rupa Goswami. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, my dear Rupa, please recite that verse from your drama which upon being heard makes all people's unhappiness and lamentation go away. Rupa Goswami has written many books. One of the book is Vidagdha Madhava. One of the book is um, uh, Lalita Madhava, and many other books. These books Rupa Goswami started writing even during the time of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Rupa Goswami came here, Mahaprabhu asked Rupa Goswami, recite some of the verses from the book that you are writing. And these books from the two plays that you are writing. These two plays are Vidag Madhava and Lalita Madhava. In the advanced stages of bhakti, we still read those books. They are the treasure. And those are the books that Rupa Goswami himself read personally to Lord Chaitanya. When the Lord persisted in asking this again and again, Rupa Goswami recited that verse as follows. So there is one verse. I do not know how much nectar the two syllables Krishna have produced. When the holy name of Krishna is chanted, it appears to dance within the mouth. We then desire many mouths. When that name enters the holes of the ear, we desire many millions of ears. And when the holy name dances in the courtyard of the heart, it conquers the activities of the mind, and therefore all the senses become inert. When all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, especially Sri Ramananda Roy, heard this verse, they were filled with transcendental bliss and were struck with wonder. Everyone admitted that although they had heard many statements glorifying the holy name of the Lord, they had never heard such sweet descriptions as those of Rupa Goswami. Ramananda Roy said, please recite the introductory verse of the Vidagdha Madhava so that I can hear and examine it. Thus, Sri Rupa Goswami, being ordered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, recited the verse. Now, this is one of the verse from Vidagdha Madhava. So, he was writing these two books, and Ramananda Roy, Mahaprabhu asked Ramananda Roy, check the poetry of Rupa Goswami and tell me how you like it. Ramananda Roy is greatly learned. In fact, we heard from Gaurang Prabhu the other day that when the devotee went to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu telling that I want to hear Krishna Katha, Mahaprabhu told, I am not qualified to speak Krishna Katha, but you go to Ramananda Roy. He will speak Krishna Katha. So Ramananda Roy is Vishakha Devi, expert at Krishna Katha. In fact, when Mahaprabhu went to South India tour, he stayed for a week, every day, day and night. They would be in tears of ecstasy discussing Krishna Katha, and Ramananda Roy would speak Krishna Katha. So Ramananda Roy had that kind of devotion. And that's why, knowing who Ramananda Roy is, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Ramananda Roy, can you check the poetry of Rupa Goswami? And here Ramananda Roy is going to ask many, many questions to bring out the poetry and to see what Rupa Goswami is writing. And this is the flow. So Ramananda Roy asks, can you recite the introductory verse of Vidagdha Madhava? And Rupa Goswami says, may the pastimes of Sri Krishna reduce the miseries existing in the material world and nullify all unwanted desires. The pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are like shikharini. Shikharini is a blend of yogurt and sugar candy. They overpower the pride of even the nectar produced on the moon, for they distribute the sweet fragrance of the concentrated loving affairs of Srimati Radharani and the gopis. So it's an introduction verse glorifying the pastimes of Krishna are so sweet because they focus on the concentrated loving affair of Srimati Radharani and the gopis with Shri Krishna. Anybody who hears them, they become free from all material misery. So this is the first verse of Vidagdha Madhava. Ramananda Roy said, now please recite the description of the glories of your worshipable deity. Rupa Goswami, however, hesitated due to embarrassment because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was present. The worshipable deity of Rupa Goswami is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is personally present on an elevated seat with Ramananda Roy, Sarup Damodar, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Nityananda Prabhu, and others. And Ramananda Roy said, can you recite the verse on on glorifying your worshipable deity? And then he quoted the second verse. The Lord, however, encouraged, then he hesitated. Rupa Goswami hesitated. Mahaprabhu, however, encouraged Rupa Goswami, saying, why are you embarrassed? Mahaprabhu doesn't know this verse is about him. Mahaprabhu just telling, yeah, worshipable deity Krishna, so you glorify. So the Lord, however, encouraged Rupa Goswami, saying, why are you embarrassed? You should recite it so that devotees can hear the good fruit of your writing. When Rupa Goswami just recited this verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disapproved of it. Because it described his personal glories. He expressed the opinion that it was an exaggerated explanation. Mahaprabhu, internally greatly pleased, externally became upset when he heard glories of his own self. Not, and this is the verse. May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the Son of Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost core of my heart, resplendent with the radiance of molten gold. He has descended in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no other incarnation has ever offered before, the most elevated mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. May that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has descended to give the degraded people of the age of Kali the highest thing of mellow of conjugal love, uh, Krishna Prema, to people in age of Kali, may that Gauranga, golden avatar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, reside always in the deep core of my heart. Then Ramananda Roy inquired from Rupa Goswami about the causes of the loving affairs between Krishna and the gopis, such as previous attachment, transformations of love, endeavors of love, exchanges of letter disclosing the gopis' awakening love for Krishna. Very, very deep topics. And Sri Rupa Goswami, I'm not going to go in detail on this. Many, many verses describing Rupa Goswami, many verses from Vidagdha Madhava and Dalita Madhava comes as a part of Chaitanya Charitamrita naturally. Sri Rupa Goswami gradually informed Ramananda Roy about everything he has asked. Hearing his explanation, all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were struck with wonder. When Rupa Goswami was describing such intimate details of the loving affairs between Krishna and gopis and Srimati Radharani and the flute and Vrindavan and the Govardhan, such intimate, high, advanced topics, Rupa Goswami is so fluently writing and describing. Everybody was struck with wonder. How can Rupa Goswami write all these things so perfectly? Even the mentioned scriptures It's like just like Sukadev Goswami is glorified that because Srimad Bhagavatam has touched the lips of Sukha, the parrot, it has become sweeter. Likewise, they describe Rupa Goswami. They were struck with wonder how can Rupa Goswami describe such details. And Ramananda, and this is one of the verse of for Srimati Radharani. Upon seeing peacock feather in front of her, this girl suddenly begins trembling when she sometimes sees a necklace of gunja, small corn shells. She sheds tears and cries loudly. I do not know what kind of new ecstatic influence has entered the heart of this poor girl. It has imbued her with the dancing attitude of the player, creating wonderful, unprecedented dances on a stage. So that's like the mood of Srimati Radharani. Such beautifully, Rupa Goswami describes about the separation of Srimati Radharani when Krishna left Vrindavan and everything else. And Rupa Goswami was like drinking, and all the associates of Mahaprabhu were drinking the nectar with all their ears. Ramananda Roy inquired, what are the characteristics of emotional love? Bhava Bhakti. Tell me about Bhava Bhakti. Then lot of discussion. I'm just putting just few verses intermittently. Ramananda Roy further inquired, what are the natural characteristics of awakening love of Godhead? Tell me something about Prema Bhakti. Sri Ramananda Roy. So whatever we discuss about Bhava Bhakti, Prema Bhakti, it is something that Rupa Goswami personally read to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, personally read to Ramananda Roy, to Sarup Damodar, to Krishna, Vishakha, Lalita, Radharani. He is personally reading to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Nityananda Prabhu. He is personally reading to all of them, and they are all struck with wonder, with um, with the with awe that and such beautiful and drinking the nectar and in supreme ecstasy. So Mahaprabhu wanted to glorify the authenticity of the teachings of Rupa Goswami because he himself heard what we read, Nectar of Devotion, and all these books by Rupa Goswami. Personally, Mahaprabhu heard with all his associates, and they were struck with wonder how perfect. So, this is the glories of the books of Sri Rupa Goswami. Sri Ramananda Roy further inquired, how have you described Vrindavan? Tell me, how have you described Vrindavan? The vibration of transcendental flute, the relationship between Krishna and Radhika. Tell me more about how you have described. So Ramananda Roy is kind of for a reader like all of us, testing Rupa Goswami. And Mahaprabhu personally asked Ramananda Roy, test Rupa Goswami. And Rupa Goswami is giving answers of what he has written about Vrindavan, about the flute of Krishna, about the relationship between Radha and Krishna, about Bhava Bhakti, Prema Bhakti, loving affairs, and everything. And Rupa Goswami is describing, and they all are just drinking nectar and in deep ecstatic emotion. So this is one verse that that Rupa Goswami mentions about the flute. My dear friend, the flute. This is Radharani telling. It appears that you have been born of a very good family. For your residence is in the hands of Krishna. You are in the hands of Krishna, so you have been born in a very good family. By birth, you are simple. You are very simple and are not at all crooked, because internally you are all hollow. You are very simple and straightforward. Why then have you taken imitation into this dangerous mantra that enchants the assembly of gopis? Why are you playing with our hearts? Why do you produce the song that make us restless? So this is a glorification of Krishna's flute, and very, very detailed, deep discussions between Mahaprabhu. I'm just giving a hint. That's why Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is PhD level, very high. It comes after Shrimad Bhagavatam and Nectar of Devotion. Then we approach with great respect onto this epitome of all scriptures of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Having heard these verses recited by Rupa Goswami, Sri Ramananda Roy said, your poetic expressions are like continuous showers of nectar. Now, Ramananda Roy was one after other. I have removed so many questions and so many answers. Long, long discussions. And Ramananda Roy was testing Rupa Goswami, and this is his conclusion. Your expressions are like continuous shower of nectar. Kindly let me hear the introductory portion of second drama. Now done with Vidagdha Madhava. Now coming to second drama, which is Lalita Madhava. There is more detail about how this drama came into picture, but these dramas were completed by Rupa Goswami after Mahaprabhu left. But the beginning portion Mahaprabhu personally heard. Sri Rupa Goswami said, "In your presence." Now, Ramananda Rao started glorifying Rupa Goswami, that is container shower of nectar. And Rupa Goswami says, "In your presence, which is like a brilliant sunshine, I am as insignificant as the light of a glowworm." You know, glowworm, they in the night they produce some light, but as soon as the sun comes out, nobody cares, because their light that they produce in front of sunshine is insignificant. So they feel they are very humbled, but in the night they try to show their glowworm. So Rupa Goswami, humility is coming out in this verse. He is so expert. Everyone is bestowing heartfelt blessings. Still, Rupa Goswami mood remained so humble. And Ramananda Roy said, "Such beautiful nectar." And Rupa Goswami said, "Who am I in front of you? You all are like sunshine. I'm like a glowworm. I'm nothing in front of you. It is even impudent for me to open my mouth before you." Rupa Goswami is telling, it's I'm so it's it so I mean so impudent. Impudent means disrespectfully proud. This is the humility of Rupa Goswami. It's so impudent that I'm speaking in front of you like Mahaprabhu and uh, Swarup Damodar and Nityananda Prabhu and Ramananda Roy, and I'm speaking in front of you. It is so impudent. That's why he was hesitant. But Mahaprabhu said, "Speak, speak." They all pushed him. That's why he started reading the verses from his book. Uh, then, having said this, he recited the introductory verse to Lalita Madhava. He described about the whole conversation, about introduction, how you, the second verse of introduction, flute, Radha and Krishna, Govardhan, Vrindavan. How did you describe the loving affairs and this? And Rupa Goswami described it. So it's like huge nectar. And then Raman the Roy said, "It's so much nectar, I can't take it." Now let's come to the second play. Tell me something about Lalita Madhava. And it is even impudent. And then Rupa Goswami started reciting Lalita Madhava. The moon-like this is an introduction. The moon-like supreme personality of Godhead, who is known as the son of Mother Sachi, has now appeared to earth. Again, beginning with glorification of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the son of Mother Sachi, has now appeared on earth to spread devotional service, devotional love of himself. He is the emperor of the Brahmana community. He can drive away all the darkness of ignorance and control the mind of everyone in the world. May that rising moon bestow upon us all good fortune. Again, glorification Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that he has come to give love of Godhead to everyone in this age of Kali. Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was inwardly, he was listening. Mahaprabhu was inwardly greatly pleased when he heard this verse. Externally, he spoke as follows: "Your exalted poetic descriptions of the mellows of Lord Krishna's pastimes are like ocean of nectar." You know, so much ocean of nectar is flowing there between the associates of the Lord, Rupa Goswami and Haridas Thakur. Mahaprabhu is glorifying. It's like ocean of nectar. But why have you put in a false prayer about me? It is like a drop of detestable alkali. It's like a detestable alkali means it's like ocean of nectar, but you have spoiled everything by by this one was of glorifying me. Ramananda Roy objected, "These are transcendental loving pastimes of the Lord." Ramananda Roy objected, "It is not alkali at all. It is a particle of camphor he has put into the nectar of his exalted poetic expressions." So if you put camphor into the nectar, the taste enhances millions of times. So he said, "Why have you put this tasteful alkali? It has spoiled everything." Ramananda said, "It is not alkali, my lord. It is like a camphor, which has further expanded the glories of his poetic expression." Ramananda, wow, 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 continue. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "My dear Ramananda Roy, you are jubilant at hearing this poetic expression, but I am ashamed. I am ashamed to hear them. For people in general will joke about the subject of this verse." Mahaprabhu, acting as a Vaishnav, he came in a garb of a devotee, Channavata, and he is telling people will joke when they hear about you are enjoying, but see the general public, all the devotees to come for 10,000 years. When they will hear about my glorification, they will laugh at it. After hearing this, Ramananda Roy submitted at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then I have removed lot of verses. After then, basically I've removed the whole interaction and the explanation of Lalita Madhav that happens there. After hearing everything, Ramananda Roy conclusion, because he was stressing Rupa Goswami, Sri Ramananda Roy submitted at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu the super excellence of Sri Rupa's Goswami's poetic expression and began to praise as if he had thousands of mouths. Ramananda Roy, who is Vishaka, is glorifying the glories of Radha and Krishna and Lalita and Vishaka to Mahaprabhu. Wow, the way Rupa Goswami has described. Sri Ramananda Roy said this is not a poetic presentation, it is a continuous shower of nectar. Indeed, it is the essence of all ultimate realizations appearing in the form of plays. The wonderful description of Rupa Goswami are superb arrangements to express loving affairs. Hearing them will plunge the heart and ears of everyone into the whirlpool of transcendental bliss. Without your mercy, such poetic expressions would be impossible for an ordinary living entity to write. My guess is that you have given him the power. I cannot believe anyone can write like this. Unless you have bestowed personally your mercy, it is impossible. You must have bestowed your mercy. And Mahaprabhu said, yes, when I met first time, I bestowed my complete mercy to Rupa and Sanatan, seeing their good qualities. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested all his personal associates to bless Rupa Goswami that he might continuously describe the pastimes of Vrindavan, which are full of emotional love of Godhead. Mahaprabhu wanted Rupa Goswami to write scriptures to glorify the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So Mahaprabhu told all the associates, Nityananda Prabhu, put your feet on Rupa Goswami, bless him. Um, Ramananda Roy, bless him. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, bless him. Sarup Damodar, bless him. And all the personal associates, please bless Rupa Goswami that he continue to write the pastimes of Vrindavan. Prabhupada writes, only by the mercy of Vaishnavas can we actually glorify the Lord. Even Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, when he was asked by the Goswamis um, to write about Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, he felt himself unqualified and he went and touched the feet of all the Vaishnavas. Lokanath Goswami, all the Vaishnavas. Yesterday was the disciplines of Lokanath Goswami. All the Vaishnavas to give your blessings so I can write Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then he went to Radha Govinda Dev and took blessings. And then he started composing Chaitanya Charitamrita. I empowered both of these brothers. Now Mahaprabhu is telling to all the associates, I have empowered both of these brothers to go to Vrindavan and expand the literature of bhakti. So what is Rupa and Sanatan Goswami empowered with? To write the literatures of bhakti. That's what Srila Prabhupada gave us, is literatures of bhakti expounded by Srila Rupa Goswami. But this Chaitanya Charitamrita describe how Rupa Goswami was empowered and how his books are so authentic. Even Mahaprabhu and all of them said this is like ocean of nectar. It's the most authentic books. And Mahaprabhu said, I have empowered these brothers to go to Vrindavan and expand. Mahaprabhu did not write any book, but Mahaprabhu gave the teachings. In Madhya Lila, there are two chapters: teachings of Lord Chaitanya Rupa Goswami, teachings of Lord Chaitanya Sanatana Goswami. And Mahaprabhu personally entered and empowered them. And then Mahaprabhu, through this, is showing that how these books are such a nectar through Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami. And finally, we have these great literatures of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, um, um, Upadeshamrita, Lalita Madhav, Vidagdha Madhav, Ujjwal Nilamani. These are all books by Rupa Goswami. Then Brihad Bhagavatam is a book by Sanatan Goswami. Hari Bhakti Vilas is a book by Sanatan Goswami. And Dan Ghati, Kaumudi by Raghunath Das Goswami. Then our ManahShiksha by Raghunath Das Goswami. They were empowered to expand the literatures of bhakti. If we follow, and that's why here Raghunath Das Goswami is telling, follow the footsteps of Rupa, Sanatan, and Sarup Damodar. Shri Ramananda Roy replied to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my Lord, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you like, you can cause even a wooden doll to dance. I see that the truth regarding the transcendental mellows that you expounded through my mouth are all explained in the writings of Srila Rupa Goswami. Beautiful interaction between Ramananda and Mahaprabhu. And Ramananda Roy said, "You made me a puppet to speak about Krishna Katha. Whatever you made me speak, I can see it's all present in the writing of Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami books contains all the bhakti truths, all everything needed to go back to Vraja is in the books of Rupa Goswami. Even Narottam Das Thakur said, when will I develop eagerness to read the books written by the Goswamis of Vrindavan? One devotee asked Prabhupada, we should not read Goswami's books. Prabhupada said, no, who said that? Then devotee said, Prabhupada, we heard that you said we should not read Goswami's books. Prabhupada said, no, you should read Goswami books. We are Rupanugas. Prabhupada said, if we will not read Goswami's books, who will read? What for whom have Rupa and Raghunath written these books? But then Srila Prabhupada did mention that don't read without qualification. Read under guidance of Vaishnavas. And we just don't go and read. But slowly, when Vaishnavas instruct us, then we touch these books of Lalita Madhav and all other books. Okay, few more. I think just couple. I think maybe there's a last slide or second last slide on this particular thing. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then embraced Rupa Goswami and asked him to offer prayers at the lotus feet of all the devotees present. Mahaprabhu told Rupa Goswami, bow down at the feet of all the Vaishnavas and offer prayers to them. Take their blessings. Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu and all the devotees showered their causeless mercy Rupa Goswami by embracing him in return. Seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's special mercy toward Rupa Goswami and seeing his personal qualities, all the devotees were struck with wonder. Mahaprabhu did not give such a mercy to anyone. That his personal take Rupa Goswami, go to Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Sarup Damodar, Ramananda Roy, bow at their feet, offer prayers and take their blessings. Because Mahaprabhu wanted really, I mean, Mahaprabhu has already empowered Rupa Goswami, but he's showing us the position of Rupa Goswami. Sri Rupa Goswami said, I do not know anything. The only transcendental words I can utter are those which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu makes me speak. And after reciting this wonderful literature, Rupa Goswami is telling, I do not know anything. And then Rupa Goswami continued, although I am the lowest of men and have no knowledge, the Lord has mercifully bestowed upon me the inspiration to write transcendental literatures about devotional service. Therefore, I offer my obeisances at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has given me the chance to write these books. So that's the mood after writing. Rupa Goswami is telling, I am the lowest of men and I have no knowledge. And the Lord is making me dance and I am dancing. But it lots and lots of discussion about Rupa Goswami. But this gives us some understanding of how intimate was Rupa Goswami with Lord Chaitanya, how his works were glorified by Mahaprabhu and his associates, and the position of Rupa Goswami. Okay, so now and this is a commentary by Sachinandan Maharaj. Someone can read this?
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji.
Go ahead.
Commentary by Sachinandana. We have to have an alliance to a spiritual school. We have to stay with that school and dig deeper and deeper. If we drill for water after half an hour, we may think water has not come. Let me drill somewhere else. Then again we go 3 meter deep in another place and find no water. Let me now go to the camp of Radha Kunda and drill there. 4 meter, still no water.
Continue.
Okay, let me drill somewhere else. Let me drill now at Rasabhakti. We drill at this other institution and still no water. Water. We will end up drilling for the rest of our life. If we would have stayed at one bona fide place and drilled there, we would have gone very deep and found an abundance of water. Stay with a line of Gauranga Mahaprabhu and drill deep. That way, we will find a proper environment, proper minerals, and receive the flower of bhakti.
So I hope everyone is understood. Sachinandra Maharaj said we have to make an alliance with the spiritual school. We have to stay with that school and get deeper and deeper. And wherever you are committed, try to go deeper. If you go deep in one place, let me try something else, then no water will come. But the water of Bhakti Rasa will come if you stay with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and keep drilling and drilling and drilling and drilling and drilling. The reference is now get deeper into the life and teachings of these Goswamis. Now we have already accepted the path by Mahaprabhu, Bhagavad Gita about Krishna Supreme Personality of Godhead, by Mahaprabhu on chanting of the holy names, Shrimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Shravan. We are already doing this. Now get deeper and deeper and deeper and keep going till you get Bhakti Rasa, till you get the water. It's there, but we have to keep digging in and digging in and digging in and go deeper and deeper and deeper. Then we will taste something that we are always anxious for. Um, okay, now I will read this worshipping Goswamis. Now, how is everyone doing? Everyone is still active? Everyone is still awake?
Yeah, yes, Prabhu.
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
All right,
Yes, Prabhu.
I hope because when we get into Chaitanya Charitamrita like this, I don't know who is where. I just hope everyone is still with me. So, Mangalacharan prayer. How many of you know this prayer by heart?
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So just see the meaning. Vande Ham Shri Guru. I offer my obeisance to Shri Guru, Shri Yuta Pada Kamala, to the lotus feet of Guru. I offer my obeisance to Shri Guru, Shri Yuta. Yuta means opulence, opulent lotus feet. Pada Kamala, lotus feet of Shri Guru, Shri Guru and Vaishnavamscha. And all the Vaishnavas also are like my Guru. So I offer my obeisances to Guru, to the lotus feet of Guru, and to all the Vaishnavas who are also my Guru. So first line is obeisances to Guru. Second line, Shri Rupam, to Rupa Goswami, Sagra Jatam, Agraja. Again the same word that Raghunath Das Goswami uses here. Sa means along with. Sagra Jatam, Rupa Goswami, then Sanatan Goswami, Sahagana, and all other people, all other Goswamis. Gana is people. Raghunathan Vitam. Raghunath is Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunathan is plural. Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Tamsa Jivam, along with Jiva Goswami. Sadvaitam, along with Advaita Acharya. Savadhutam, Sa, along with Avaduta Nityananda Prabhu. Uh, Advaitacharya Savadutam, along with Avadutam, Nityananda Prabhu, Parijana Sahitam, and all the Parijana, all the associates of Krishna Chaitanya Deva, Mahaprabhu, Sri Radha Krishna Pada, lotus feet of Radha and Krishna, Sahagana, along with all the associates, including Lalita, Sri Vishakhanvitamscha, Lalita Devi, Vishakhan, again Vishakha Devi, and all others, Vishakhanvitamscha. So if you see in Mangala Charan, the first line is to Guru, second line is to all the Goswamis, third line Mahaprabhu and all the associates, and fourth line to Radha Krishna and all the associates, including Lilith and Vishaka Devi. That's a sum total of Mangala Charan that Srila Prabhupada gave. And you see the second line, Sri Rupam Sagrajatam, is obeisances to the six Goswamis. So that is so important in our lives that Srila Prabhupada gave us to worship them every week. Now I will read because I have a call in 3 minutes. I can delay for 5 minutes, but there are still 5-6 slides. Sarup Damodar Goswami. Shiksha lagi swarupe daki kahila tanhare ei dekha tomar gaudiya ravya bahare. The Lord then, this is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. Gundicha temple cleaning is going on. One Vaishnav, he came and washed the feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and drank the water. Mahaprabhu became upset. And then Mahaprabhu told Sarup Damodar Goswami. The Lord then called for Sarup Damodar and told him, just see the behavior of your Bengali Vaishnav. Just see the behavior of your Bengali Vaishnav. Ishvara mandire mora paradhoyaila Sei jala apanilana panakaila. This man from Bengal has washed my feet within the temple of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not only that, but he has done the water himself from my feet. ए अपराधा मोरे कहाँ habe gati tomara goriya kare ete ka pai jati. I now do not know what my destination is because of this offense. Indeed, your Bengali Vaishnav has greatly implicated me. Srila Prabhupada purport. It is significant that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sarup Damodar Goswami that the Bengali Vaishnava was your Gaudiya Vaishnava. This means that all their Gaudiya Vaishnavas who are followers of the Chaitanya cult are subordinate to Sarup Damodar Goswami. The Parampara system is very strictly observed by Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personal secretary was Sarup Damodar Goswami. So Mahaprabhu, by this line, your Bengali Vaishnava, I heard on Gundicha Marjanam a lecture by my spiritual master. He was also mentioning that by saying your Gaudiya Vaishnava, Mahaprabhu has put all the Vaishnavas under Gero Sarup Damodar, and that is true because Sarup Damodar is Lalita Devi. Under Lalita Devi is Rupa Manjari. Under Rupa Manjari is 2 million Manjaris. So we all come under the care of Lalita Devi or Sarup Damodar. And that's why a lot of emphasis Raghunath Das Goswami is telling Sarup Damodar and the Goswamis. Like that he's telling. Okay. Then Pratijanu, life after life. Generally, I said I will emphasize this word why Raghunath Das Goswami says life after life. Generally, it takes many lives to perfect spontaneous devotional service with symptoms of pure love to develop that loving relationship with with the Lord takes many births generally. However, with mercy, perfection can happen very quickly. If you're very sincere by mercy, it can happen. And this is by Thakur Bhakti Vinod. This verse addresses whether or not it is possible for someone to attain restless in Vrindavan with spontaneous love, Ragatmika Bhakti, if one accepts initiation and instruction from Vaishnava school Sampradaya. In essence, if you get a bona fide spiritual master who is connected to six Goswamis and worship the Acharyas and six Goswamis, you will guaranteed to get the Raga and Ragatmika Bhakti to the divine couple in any rasa that you desire. It's guaranteed. Here Raghunath Das Goswami is telling, if at all you desire to eternally reside in Braja, render close personal service to the youthful divine couple, then clearly with heartful prayer, my dear mind, clearly with heartful prayer, meditate, pay obeisances onto the Goswamis. And that's the life of perfection if we follow the six Goswamis. Okay, okay. Now let us see if anyone would like to ask anything. Is it clear? Who is Ammu?
It's Ramya Mataji.
Okay, okay. So are we good to end here? Okay, okay. My obeisances to all of your lotus feet. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhu eva patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnavendra ki jai. Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.